Are you still a fan of crypto?
Well, I mean, I'm not advising anyone to buy crypto or bet the farm on, Dogecoin or anything like that.
Okay.
Don't bet the farm on Dogecoin. You might have been thinking, maybe you should, but let me advise you, that would be perhaps unwise. Okay. So Dogecoin is my sort of favorite cryptocurrency because it has the best humor and has dogs.
I did, however, look at the price of it yesterday. It's lower than it was.
It's like a friend of mine has a saying that the most ironic explanation is the most likely. And the most ironic outcome for currency would be that the thing that was made as a joke to make fun of cryptocurrencies, the most ironic outcome would become that it becomes the global currency. 20, 30-year time frame, I think things will be transformed beyond belief. We probably won't recognize society in 30 years. Like, I do think we're fairly close. You asked me about artificial general intelligence. I think we're perhaps only 3 years, maybe 6 years away from it this decade. So, in fact, arguably, we are on the event horizon of the black hole that is artificial superintelligence.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Billionaire investor Elon Musk recently shared his thoughts on the crypto market and what has an even bigger investment potential this year. While Elon previously confirmed that he did in fact believe a recession was imminent, some bankruptcies need to happen, he believes that our economy is in trouble. Elon says that he believes the recession will get worse before it gets better, and the correction will happen within the next 3 to 4 months. He does acknowledge that this was caused by the government printing too much money, and says that if they keep doing it, the dollar won't be worth anything. Despite market turmoil and trust for banks dwindling by the day, Elon believes that very soon we'll see an exponential shift to a different sector altogether, one that will be much bigger than cryptocurrency. Let's get right into the latest interview with Elon Musk, as he discusses the massive transition we're about to see in the market and exactly what we can expect in the coming months. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
The development of artificial digital sort of superintelligence is very much a double-edged sword. So it's if you have a genie that can grant you anything, that can also do anything, that necessarily presents a danger. And I would expect the first uses of AI to be weapons technology. So just having more advanced weapons on the battlefield that can react faster than any human could. That's really what AI will be capable of. I mean, future wars between advanced countries, or at least countries that have significant drone capability, will be very much the drone wars. Well, I think there should be a significant third horse in the race here. We've got OpenAI and Microsoft, Google DeepMind, and probably there should be a third horse in the race. So there'll be more on that soon.
But is it something that will interact with the data of Twitter and the capability of Tesla? Is it something that tries to bring what you've talked about earlier in terms of capability together and become that third player? Is that what you're talking about?
To some degree. I don't want to jump the gun here on announcements, but OpenAI has a relationship with Microsoft that seems to work fairly well. So it's possible that xAI and Twitter and Tesla would have something similar. I've been pushing hard for a long time. I met with a number of senior senators and people in Congress and the White House to advocate for AI regulation. Starting with an insight committee that is formed of independent parties as well as perhaps participants from the leaders in industry. And that insight committee gains insight into what various companies are up to. And to the degree that there's competitive dynamics there, you can obviously, you would sequester board members who perhaps have conflicts. But anyway, you figure out some sort of regulatory board, and they start off gaining insight and then have proposed rulemaking, and then will get commented on by industry, and then hopefully we have some sort of oversight rules that improve safety, just as we do with aircraft with the FAA and spacecraft, and cars with NHTSA, and food and drugs with the Food and Drug Administration.
And how would that work in such a global thing as we're talking about, where AI and the relative advance between countries is going to be very, very important? Is that something that is globalizable? Is that?
Well, really, the key question is, will China, cooperate with the West? That remains to be seen. But I would still advocate, some degree of oversight. I mean, we have regulatory oversight of aircraft, for example, and yet the U.S. is still very much doing great on the aircraft front. Right. So it makes more aircraft than the rest than any other place. So just because you have FAA regulation doesn't mean that it's necessarily slowed down very much.
So your view would be that the AI changes today lock in the tech giants, the Microsofts and the Googles of this world. Is there also a scenario where it actually helps to bring in new players and change that dynamic, or is that a much more unlikely outcome?
Well, there are a lot of AI startups. The thing that's becoming tricky is that you really need three things to compete. You need talented people, you need a lot of compute, expensive compute, and you need access to data. So whoever's succeeding on those three will win. The cost of compute has gotten astronomical. So it's now sort of minimum ante, I would say, minimum would be $250 million of server hardware. Minimum. That's like just to relevant in any way.
So the startups are more likely to piggyback off what the others are doing rather than compete directly themselves, is what you're saying.
Train a model of probably GPT-5 size. I wouldn't be surprised if they use at least 30,000, maybe 50,000 H100s, which are the latest GPUs, is not quite the right word, but the latest technology from NVIDIA. And then you need to run inference as well. So GPUs are, at this point, considerably harder to get than actually, that's really not a high bar in San Francisco. I think AI will be ushering an age of abundance. Assuming that we're in a benign AI scenario, I think the AI will be able to make goods and services very inexpensively. In anything that is a product or a service where there's not artificial scarcity created, such as like, I want to live exactly in this neighborhood of houses. It's like, okay, well, there's only 100 houses there. So, that would still have scarcity, or a unique artwork would have scarcity. But anything that does not have scarcity, that we deliberately designed to be scarce, will be plentiful for everyone.
What do you think about the latest interview with Elon Musk and his outlook for the future of AI and the market? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.